All right, so today I want to do something a little different with you guys as the icebreaker. The question of the week is, who did you make a difference for this week? So, round robin, guys. We'll start with Kim. Oh, yeah. Don't
Okay, thank you. Tabitha gave this.
Go ahead now. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Tabitha helped me with an idea. I helped Stephanie Brown with Canva a little bit yesterday, which now that I'm saying that out loud, we would love to do a little Hanover Canva thing if you would want to come down, Brittany. We would treat you right and feed you and do all the things. So if
I
you
know
would be
I've got to get to all the different offices and do like a pop-up. I want to get that scheduled for July. This month's been crazy busy for me, but
Yeah.
July, my schedule's way more open. So I'm going
And
to be
by the
able.
way, congratulations on an awesome June. God, every time we turn around, you're selling something. Yeah. So good for you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I made it through alive. I have, I think I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Yesterday was the last one for the month. So I'm done.
Awesome. That's great.
I have
But
time
yes,
again.
yay.
That's great, though. I'm glad that you were able to connect with her. Um, let's see who else. Susan Anderson.
Something good this week.
No, somebody you made a difference
Made
for.
a difference. I met a little old lady who just lost her husband, and we had a great conversation. How about that? And I made her smile multiple times.
I love that. All right, let's see. Krista.
I don't know.
Well, think about a minute. Renee, did you change anything? Wait, no,
Use
wait.
you.
Me? Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
your son. I'll say Gavin.
Okay.
I sat with him and I just had him talk and I watched him play Minecraft and he
Yes.
seemed very happy.
Krista became a Minecraft expert yesterday. That was great.
Absolutely not.
Yeah?
Krista, I'm not saying this to be stupid. Krista has positively impacted me in the past 2 weeks because I've had a lot of VA appointments that hit and I can't really change those. And she's really come in as a dead ringer helping me out with these showings. So,
That's
and Jen
true.
Maurer just changed my life because she just showed up to the meeting.
Thanks. With your sunglasses on. On the phone.
Great. My hands are full.
Only 8 minutes late.
She's on the call. Wait, she's
Yes,
on
I
the
was
call.
in the car and I was on. He's just giving me a hard time.
Well, that's because Jen is just so nice and never mean to me at all, ever.
No, no, you're lucky.
Jen rolls up with her glasses on like a boss. Like,
I know.
listen.
Intimidating.
I'm one of them days.
All right. Renee.
I have this seller that's selling her house only being in it for a year. So, like you're gonna lose money more than likely. And she was crying on the phone to me this week, just saying, I just don't know what to do. And I said, okay, if we go to the settlement table and all you walk away with is $100, how's that gonna make you feel? And she's like shit. And I'm like, okay, then maybe we shouldn't sell your house. And she goes, no, I would rather feel like shit and have $100 in my pocket than own this home anymore. And I don't want to be a homeowner. So she kind of came to her own conclusion. And I think that like lifted a big weight off of her shoulder that she made that decision. And now she knows going forward that if she just breaks even, it's better than staying in the home because she just doesn't want to be a homeowner.
Yours was so good. All right. Amen. Is that how you say that? Are you able to? I don't know. If you guys don't have it on and like you can't talk, that's okay too. All right. Evan.
Yeah. sh-
I know it's a hard question. I know.
yeah. Well, I was calling through, I guess, my like contractor like sphere of influence. I talked to somebody who I used to work with who, like, since I talked to him, went through like open heart surgery. Like his like kidneys failed. He lost his teeth, so he's been doing just like rehab. He doesn't have much family, so I feel like it was nice to, connect with him and like give him somebody to talk to for a little bit.
That's great.
Very nice.
All right, Jen, I'm gonna assume you're settled in now. 8 minutes late.
Your turn, going.
I'll just turn it around.
I will say, I had a girl I went to high school with that her husband passed away about 3 weeks ago. And I reached out to her and invited her to dinner. So we're going to do that. So I thought that would help her to get through what she's going through.
That's great.
Very nice.
I feel like I haven't done much this week, but I guess one of the things that I've been doing is hanging out with somebody in my community who doesn't really have a lot of people to hang out with. So that's been kind of nice. It's been different. Um, but if anybody knows me, like I'm so sociable when I'm at work, but when I'm at home, I'm a turtle. I go in my shell and I don't come back out. So it's different to actually be like trying to reach out to somebody and stay in touch. And I think that like that's important. Like I'm so great at communicating with my clients. Or like if somebody texts me and wants to go see a house, like I'm on it. But like when it comes to my friends, sometimes it's hard to remember to like check on them. Um, so I think that that's something important that I'm trying to do more is be there for the people in my life who need me. So. Don't forget that, guys. When you get really busy, it's easy to just get so sucked into work that you forget that other people miss you, So check in on them. So I think, Izzy, you're working, so I won't bother you with the same question. So we'll go to the next topic. But I wanted to say hi, Izzy, at least.
I would like to make a motion that we all go to Izzy's work for Power Hour next week. Because based off of that rack sitting right there with all those bottles, I think it would definitely be a good mental health day.
I think it's
The next day, maybe not, but
What about it, Knox? Are you on board?
Oh, I'm down. I'm down with that. Totally.
Oh, Christy, I forgot to ask you that question.
Oh, let me think. So this week I helped a Hershey agent like figure out how to really customize his listing presentation so that he can make it really flow naturally from him. You know what I mean? With some of my insight, and I feel like it gave him more confidence, right, to go into the listing appointment that he has today. So I love little things like that. Just sharing tidbits. I feel like it does help make, agents' lives a little bit better, right? And anytime I can have an agent that can hold their head high and shoulders back because they feel like they know what they're doing, it's just, that's it for me.
I love that.
Absolutely.
But yes, I could agree with going to Izzy's job for Power Hour because that place is always like banging too. Like she's always back and forth doing all this work. It'd be a fun environment. I don't know if it'd be quiet enough for Power Hour. So maybe we'll just do an after party.
sounds like a plan.
So Rossi, you wanted to talk a little bit this morning about. Go ahead with that. If
Oh,
you're
yeah.
ready.
So I just wanted to revisit the weekly data tracking sheets. These are very important. As we said in the very beginning, sales volume is not a metric that we are going to use for anyone, but you do have to complete 5 transactions. And part of the process is also teaching you how to actually work your client's real world, right? That's what the mentorship program is. We're mentoring you on how to actually work real life clients. So we're not going to have a whole bunch of training scenarios and things like that lined up. We're going to get you into prospecting mode so that you can actually work real life people that are actually getting you real life settlement checks, right? So as part of that, that weekly development sheet is very important because it shows us the data of what you've been doing. And it's not so much to say, oh, well, you only made 15 phone calls this week. You suck as a real estate agent. It's meant for you to show your mentor the energy that you've been putting into it and have them help provide you a course correction for moving into the following weeks. So for instance, if you're doing a boatload of open houses and they're not working out for you, but you do community volunteering events and those community volunteering events are actually getting you business, your mentor is going to probably say something to you like, let's do more community events and let's cut back on the open houses that you're doing. If you're making a bunch of phone calls and sending a bunch of text messages, and the text messages are actually getting you clients, your mentor might say something to you like, let's cut back on the phone calls you're making and let's really kick up the text messages that you're sending out because that's working for you. So as we are going through these weekly professional development conversations, that's why that data sheet is so important. It's helping everybody from your direct mentor all the way up through the partners see how you are actually developing every week, see what skill sets are turning into your professional strengths, and then helps us help you weaponize your strengths to actually get you to a settlement table. The other thing is too, if you're getting these professionally developed or you're having professional development conversations on a weekly basis with your mentor, listen to what your mentor is saying to you. I don't want to be cruel or rude or anything to anybody, but the fact of the matter is, if you're in real estate and you are not actively getting to a settlement table, you are the problem. And we have to figure out how to actually adjust that so that you can actually start making money and doing it in a way that's consistent. True success is something that can be replicated. And without that data sheet on a weekly basis, it's very hard for us to be able to help you replicate the success that you're having. So if you've been in real estate for a few years and you really don't have anything to show for it, take that good, long, hard, honest look at yourself and realize that the way that you're processing your business is probably not the best way. And we are here to help you. Where nobody is here to attack you. That weekly data sheet is not a report card. It is a course correction. It's a set of bumper pads that we can use to help correct you to make sure that the energy and the effort that you're putting out on a weekly basis is actually getting you to where you want to be. Right? Go ahead, Christy. I saw your hand go up.
Oh my gosh, that report that you have the agents fill out is that is their ticket to success. That is what I did without knowing how I set my weeks up, for the past 20 years that I would have minimums that I would have to do, minimums. But that sheet where you can record everything of what you're doing is brilliant because if you're not having, at least 20, 30, 40 conversations a week in some form, it's going to just take a lot longer to get you to where you want to be. But keeping track of that and being honest with yourself, like that is golden. That is the golden ticket right there. It works.
And it doesn't matter, guys. We're looking at across the board. If you look at all the mentees that are in the program, the people that are engaged actually following the program have made the mentees so far this year have made $250,000 in commissions. Okay, that's unheard of across the industry. Our new to business agents are doing almost as well as the active fail out rate for the industry as a whole. 81% of people are not making it through their second year in real estate, and it's because they don't have guidance. You are being given a lot of guidance that most people are not given. And if you're not taking part, or you're not taking heed to that guidance, there's nothing we can really do to help you. If you want to continue with the same habits that you have, that's totally fine. It's your business. Nobody is here is going to throw a rope around your neck and try to drag you up the mountain, right? If you want to be successful, there are plenty of people in this program that are having very successful conversion rates. That's because they're following the program. And that's not just the mentees. Brittany says all the time, she's like her real estate career exploded when she became a mentor because she got back to the basics. So we're not asking you to do these things arbitrarily. We're asking you to do these things because they are vital and they are important for your success.
My numbers prove it. I mean, you can look, last August is when I became a mentor with Brittany Ling. And if like everything before that was the up and downs that everybody goes through, like couple transactions here, nothing for 3 months. where's my next paycheck coming from? And then I got back to basics and it's just been life changing. It's so true.
So, and I just want to say, like, there's no secrets in real estate on how to be successful. I mean, it's the same. Over the past 20 years, I have seen it's the same stuff, right? It never changes on what you have to do to have that foundation. Trust me completely when I say to you, there's no way for you to fail if you are in there and able logging calls, logging texts, logging. You're not going to fail. This works. This is what everyone follows and what they do. So, yeah, don't blow it off and don't try to find other ways to do things. Just grind down on that.
I heard somebody say one time that there's nothing new that you can possibly think of in real estate. Everyone's already done it. Now you can put your spin on it. You can make it very you. But when it gets cut and dry to the basics of what you're doing, there are no new ideas on what to try. You just got to do them. You just don't sit there racking your brain on something new to try. Just do the things that are on that form that everybody's doing and make it you. I
I've
can't
heard this
stress it
quote.
enough.
I've heard this quote, and it's like, don't put your spin on how to be successful. First, master it the way that everybody else has. Once you've mastered it, set these goals for yourself and you're doing them, then you can put your own spin on it. But you can't do it the reverse. Starting out in real estate, doing like taking your own approach to it,
It's not going to work.
it
It's
doesn't
no.
work. Like to tell you over and over again, it doesn't work. Master the foundation of what is on that sheet, and you will find that you'll be able to put your own spin on it once you work through that.
I had this stupid script when I first started that I had to look at every day. So we did expireds through some website. And every single cold call I did, it was, yeah, I specialize in selling homes that didn't sell the first time. You know how many freaking homes I sold that didn't sell the first time at that point? Zero. Zero. But every time I picked up that phone and somebody actually answered or I was leaving a voicemail, I said, yeah, this is Brittany Lesher with Iron Valley, and I specialize in selling homes that didn't sell the first time, and I'd like to talk to you about selling your house. I was an expert on zero things, but it doesn't matter because that was the script in front of me and I read it and I still do it. I designed postcards to send to expireds too. And it says that right on it. I specialize in selling homes that didn't sell the first time. I got that from a freaking script 7 years ago and I've never changed that. And it's worked for me. I have sold houses that didn't sell the first time, but I have to get there somehow. So just grab the scripts, read them, know what you're saying, but don't sound like a robot, like you're reading off a form, right? But at the same time,
Mhm.
use the things that are provided for you and just run with it.
And I don't want to belabor the point anymore. I just really want to. This program, the cornerstone of this program is positive mental health. And the way that we're asking you to do the job is designed in a way that you won't feel like you're just a pencil and a mechanical pencil sharpener. We want you to do this job in a way that you like what you're doing. Because if you like what you're doing, you're going to be more successful because you're going to have a passion about it. But if you've been spending a year or two banging your head against a brick wall trying to get real estate to work and it's not working, why are you going to continue doing the same things? Let go of the ego and let us show you the way to get it done. We have over 100 years between the mentors. We have over 100 years of experience, not even including the partners, right? Christy, how long have you been in real estate? Over 20 years now? Like there's such a wealth of knowledge that if you're just ignoring it, it's incredibly foolish. So I don't want to belabor that anymore. Brittany, I can pass it back over to you to get in what you have for the rest of the power hour. I'm just saying, stop looking at your mentor as a deterrent. They're not. They're a set of bumper pads trying to keep you from going into the gutter. And we want you to get to the end of that lane. We want you to knock down all the pins. But if you're just refusing to do the things that are being asked, that's on you. Nobody is going to force you to do anything outside of administrative review and the weekly professional development. Everything else that we offer you is a resource, not a requirement. But the top 10 producing mentees, as this program develops, those top 10 slots are always one, are always part-time people, which I find is funny. They're always the part-time agents. And two, they're always the people that are at all the training. The most successful people are the ones that attend the training and actually change the way that they're doing their business. So don't be afraid to put the ego aside and just follow the plan of action, because it is working. $8.5 million in sales volume this year has already been closed by the mentees. We have another 3.5 that's set to close by the middle of July. And the mentees so far this year have made $250,000 in commissions. This program works if you follow it. And that's all I have. Thank you, Brittany, for letting me take that time.
You're welcome. All right, so I have a couple notes from the front desk wonderful people that I like. I like to do a check-in every once in a while and just ask, what do you need from us that we can like reinforce, right? So the notes coming from our wonderful front desk people that run compliance is get your files in within 72 hours for compliance. You know, try not to schedule your closings for the last couple days of the month. This month's been a very busy month, and they're looking at like full schedules for the 29th and 30th. So if you have the ability to have flexibility to bump it out a week or schedule in the middle of the month, it's always ideal. Obviously, there are situations where it has to be that time. So by all means, schedule those for then. But by moving the ones that can be moved, you're leaving that time available for the ones that have no choice but to schedule at that point, okay? And then also dry settlements. Now, this is not mobile home dry settlements. All so that everyone knows, mobile homes with a loan in a park on leased land are always a dry settlement, okay? So as soon as those files get put in there, everybody already knows it's a dry settlement. But if you are doing a typical loan or a cash deal of any kind, and you know that it's going to be a dry settlement, everyone's signing before that stuff's actually done, make sure you're getting the broker's approval, because you have like 48 hours to get that money in there. You know, it's definitely risky. So just make sure that people are aware, because those types of settlements typically aren't dry. So we need to just make note of that, okay? All right, I think that's all the notes for that. So last thing I want to do is, last week I had asked you guys if you had any meeting topics that you wanted for July. And I just thought I'd touch base, since we've had a week to think on it, to see if anybody had come up with anything that they would like to see covered by me or somebody else, if you get tired of me talking. Which, if you are tired of me talking, I will say that the middle of the month, I'm doing nothing except starting a meeting, because we've got Trina Malloy coming on to talk to us about the Transaction Coordinator Program on the 9th. We have our very lovable teddy bear, Brenton Mitchell, coming in to talk about his career, everything that he's done, and being a part of the association at Greater Harrisburg Area Association of Realtors. Then we've got Susan Anderson coming back, Mama Bear. She's coming in to do one of her very famous trivia days on the 20th. And I'm working right now on getting Fidelis on as a monthly. Like every month, they're going to do a monthly market minute kind of thing, where they're going to talk about the different updates and stuff in the loan programs. So that's not scheduled yet. I'm still working on that one. But those are kind of the things that we've got on the plan for July. So real quick, just a couple minutes. Anybody have anything that they would like to have covered?
Sky Slope. I do not use Sky Slope, and I probably should, so it would be great. And I see the excitement. Yay.
I love Sky Slope.
Okay.
Yeah, I need help in Skyslope too. So please bring that on.
All right. So for you guys, most of you that are on here today are on all the time. What does July 2nd look like? Like, I've been a little concerned as we're heading into that holiday weekend, what attendance is going to look like.
That's Thursday.
So I'm just, either the 2nd or the 6th. What I'll do is I'll figure out what Fidelis is doing, because those are the dates I gave them for like their monthly check-in, and then maybe do the other one for that. That way it's something that's
Good.
Yeah.
I have no life. So I'm good. I'm good for that date.
you guys are my life. So
Thank you.
all right. So Sky Slope compliance training. You got it. I love it. I love Sky Slope so much, but it's also because, well, when I came in, like that was the first system I ever used. So super nerd. Um, any other topics that you guys can think of that you want? Just before I schedule anything out, I just wanted to make sure anybody's concerns or requests were taken into consideration first.
I don't know if this is a topic necessarily, but even if this is the right like place to do this, but I would like to do some like sort of like role play of like appointments, like listing buyer appointments. I don't know if we've done that already, but that is my take, I guess.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if we've ever role played on here before. Have we, Rossi?
I feel like a little-
Yes, we have. And there's also pop-up workshops that go throughout the month and the week. So different mentors are going to be at different offices. So make sure you're monitoring the WhatsApp group because, for instance, pop-up work group for any type of role playing or something else like that. We can't really do a lot of those on scheduled things because not a lot of people have the time. But we can get those workshops scheduled. They're more on the fly. So just kind of monitor that WhatsApp group to just kind of see when the mentors are saying, hey, we're going to be here at this time if anybody wants to come join us.
Yeah, could you add me back to that group?
So one of the things we had just done the magnetic buyer consult, and I believe that that's recorded now. I'll have to double check that that was recorded. If it wasn't when I was recording, I'll do it another time. Probably not during a power hour since we recently did it, and it's always the same people. But I will just go through that and record it. And I know one of the topics I have is the magnetic listing consultation then as well, so I can circle back and do that one. Um, so we can do those more on here and then role play. Like if I do that and then follow it up with like a role play session right after while it's still fresh in our minds, that could be a good thing too. So I'll work on getting that scheduled.
Hey, Brittany.
Yeah.
Training that I would really love to see is just on real estate etiquette.
Okay. I like that.
Just real estate etiquette where, we just talk about different scenarios, and, different parts of the process and how to handle it, different situations.
I really like that. I love that a lot. Thank you.
The other thing I'd like to throw out there is I will be offering a Iron Valley crew neck sweatshirt for the month of July, to any mentee that has the most recorded effort. Like, you could, like, when you list the things that you're doing, how many phone calls you make, blah, blah, blah. The person that has the most at the end of July out of the mentees will be able to have an Iron Valley crew neck sweatshirt. How's that sound to the mentees to sort of get them
I like it.
using those sheets?
I'd love to hear what Rossi's saying right now.
What are they laughing about?
Kim said, what about me? And I said, no, it's for the mentees. You can have 20% of a crew neck sweatshirt.
Yeah, let's get them to do it. Actually, I'll tell you what. To the mentor of that person, they will also get a crew neck sweatshirt. So get on your mentees. Let's go.
Listen, if anybody doesn't know, I have a serious sweatshirt issue. I actually counted how many hoodies I have in as general concept, and I have 30. It's ridiculous, all right? So, Krista,
I'm probably around that too.
let's get me more.
Well, I'm up against Jen Bauer right now, so I guess it's gonna be between me and her again. So
I don't know. Everybody else, you hear that? You hear that smack talk? I know I'm recorded, so I'm watching my French. All
Will
that
you
smack
guys
talk.
push that? Rossi, will you push that out to all the mentees and mentors?
Yep.
Somebody other than Jen and Krista needs to come in and just slay, take it down. I love it. All right. So with the last little bit here, I'm gonna go through. I'm recycling another one of my presentations that I had done because as we go through this program, like I like that now it's recorded so we can go back and see them, but there's a lot of things that I went over the past couple months that some people haven't got to see because they weren't able to attend or they're new to the program. So I figured I'd share my screen and go through unique marketing on a budget, creative, effective, and affordable ideas for growing your business. So let me share my screen here. All right, everybody seeing it? Alrighty. We're going to skip the morning motivation. It was a long video, and I don't want to waste any more time here this morning, but we'll hit you with some motivation on Monday. All right, so the truth about real estate marketing is people work with the agent that they know, like, and trust. You don't need to spend a lot of money. You just need to show up consistently. We talk about this all the time. Creativity is greater than dollars. So there are agents out there that sink a ton of money into like Zillow leads and things like that. But when you're starting out, that's really hard to do. So I built my business on a $0 budget. Um, I was a single mom at the time and barely scraping by. So I had to find creative ways to go about things that would increase the business without a ton of cash flow. Social media, is the best marketing strategy because everybody sees it. It is so much better than the news. Recently, our video things for the Titan 4 have been going out and I've been sharing them and everything. And when I've had to go and film them, people are like, "Oh, is it for like the news?" I'm like, "No, it's better. It's going on social media. So way more people see it than the news, right? It's great." And the great part about social media is it doesn't cost anything. There is ways to like advertise on social media that costs money, but again, I've never done that. I've never spent any money on that. I'm sure it works for some people, but I've always just been money conscious. So the big thing that I can't stress enough is that if it doesn't happen on social media, like I'm part of that generation that if it doesn't happen on social media, did it really happen? If you aren't documenting your day and taking pictures of things that you are allowed to take pictures of and post that stuff on Facebook, is it really happening? So when I say that, obviously in a home, you have to have permission to take pictures from the seller. So, but one of the ways to do that is safely when you're like driving along, maybe not when you're driving, but when you're on your trip, take a picture of something and say, "This is something cool I saw on the way to showings today." You don't have to have showings to say this. I know Tony had talked about on Monday faking it basically until you make it, right? When you're getting calls from people and you're missing them, send a text, "Hey, I'll get back to you right after this showing." Same with this. You don't have to be out doing showings to post a fun picture you found along the way during your day and say, "This is something I saw on my way to showings," or just leaving an inspection to Mike Rossi's hands up.
All I was going to say is, when it comes to social media, having a brand and following it, Brittany is one of the very unique people. I think Brittany and April, ironically, with how much they do Canva, have very unique branding, but they don't use social media as lead gen. They use social media as a way to stay front of mind with all of their spheres of influence. And that's very important. If you create a Facebook account just to get leads, it's not going to work. You have to create social media with the mindset that you are trying to work your spheres of influence and stay front of mind. Just want to throw that out there. So everything that she's talking about right now is designed in a way to just stay in front of everybody's mind. And you won't learn that lesson until the very first time that somebody you know very well uses another real estate agent. And then they tell you the reason they did is because they didn't realize you were in real estate. So that's why social media is such a great tool.
Or the opposite side, where you have somebody who has never liked, shared, or commented on a single post, and then you get a random Facebook DM that says, "Hey, I see your stuff all the time and I'm ready to buy a house." It's like, where have you been for the last year and a half? I haven't like seen any sign of you liking my stuff. They don't need to. They just have to see it on their page. So one of the things you guys already did is you keep saying about how great of a month I've had this month. How do you know that? I'm not in the WhatsApp group commenting every time I sell a property. All of you guys are following my social media and you're seeing all those posts. the same theory works with everybody else. Now, realtors boost realtors, so we're all liking and sharing each other's stuff, which is great. Nobody else is liking that stuff, but they're still seeing it, right? So I go in my likes, I'm like, oh, look, I have 6 likes, all realtors. That's totally fine because I know that the rest of the public is seeing that stuff and it's keeping me front of mind. Uh, that it's easy. Like there's times that I'm working on mailers. I make sure that all of my posts do not have any confidential information. So when I'm writing my letters out, I will somehow cover the address or I'll put just a blank one up. I'm not going to post something on Facebook that has somebody's address that I'm mailing to. But take a picture of your messy desk with all your mailers or whatever, post that on Facebook. When you're getting used to video, I know video was really hard for me at first. It still can be because I stumble over my words a lot. And I found that I was constantly going back and deleting and then trying to restart it. So when I started going live. I'd go live, now, obviously with the seller's permission. I'd go live from a listing and be like, hey, I'm here at so and so address. I'm doing an open house on it, this weekend and just talk because when you're live, there's no going back and critiquing yourself. You're just sending it. So if you're nervous about it, do that approach. It works really well because then you can't go back.
I do want to say something about that.
Yeah.
So I did a TikTok and it was just about Chick-fil-A's lemonade. And I could not watch it back or I would delete it. And then I went to Marshall's yesterday and somebody came up to me and they're like, you're a real estate agent. I was like, yeah, how do you like I didn't say it like that, but I was like, how do you know? They're like, I saw your TikTok about the Chick-fil-A lemonade. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, but like they know me for that.
I remember when you wanted to delete it.
Yeah.
You're like, I can't watch
So
it.
cringe.
But it doesn't matter, just putting it out there. Austin recently said to me, I can tell my real estate stuff's too salesy because I posted something about, well, like he just did pineapple on pizza, but I forget what the first one was. It was something super random. Grilled cheese. It was a grilled cheese truck.
But yeah, so
And all these people were commenting on it. So definitely one of the things that we've all found when doing this is keep it, mixed up. Don't just make it about sales. Make it about your personal life too. Something vague or whatever, but they really like those things as well. Polls and quizzes, guess that price if it's possible. That's a little tricky to do. Post your signs going in. If you don't want to post it, it's going on the market yet because you can't advertise until it's in the coming soon. Just post take somebody along, take a friend, and make them record you sticking your sign in the yard. That's a fun one. Or just stick a sign in your own front yard and pretend. I don't know. But the biggest thing is, the 7-day challenge. If you can't figure all this out, I like to say 3 posts a week is a great number. It's very manageable. It's very doable, especially if you do like 1 salesy graphic kind of thing and then 2 posts about your week. But if you can't do that, just do the 7-day challenge. Take a bunch of random pictures throughout your week and then once a week post, here's what I've done this week in real estate. One agent that I knew a long time ago would do that of like, here's all the random things I found. Obviously, laws have changed and we need permission to have pictures in houses. But you can make that your own and just make one post of like your week in general. Become a micro influencer. If you're really liking the social media thing, partner with small businesses for mutual exposure, share reviews of local hotspots, volunteer visibly. I volunteer a ton in my community. I always make sure that I post those pictures of me out and about on my social media because although I love the purpose of me being out there to raise money for organizations that do so much good, if nobody's seeing it, again, I know it's kind of selfish sounding, but I'm going to be selfish sounding. If it's not posted, how do they know you're doing it? Don't go, like I started with trash cleanup days, just going around town picking up trash, wearing an Iron Valley shirt. But post that stuff because, yeah, people are going to see you driving by, but social media is where they see it the most. Host free workshops like credit repair, maybe partner with a lender and talk about credit repair. Partner with a home inspector or anything like that to do like first time buyer seminars. I know some people have done them at like a local bar and partnered with them. And maybe even preparing your home for the market one. Pop buys and appreciation touches. So important. There is an entire system out there that realtors spend hundreds of dollars a month on called the Brian Buffini system that is completely based on like pop buys and appreciation touches. So pop buys is just something little. Usually I try to make it like a theme. Like the 4th of July is coming up. Go grab a ton of those packs of sparklers. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. And then put a tag on them that says, your referrals spark my business. I don't know. I just pulled that out of my butt on the whim. But make it like cutesy and corny, right? Like make it a little cliche. Because those little things just put a smile on somebody's face. And you can visit your sphere of influence. You can visit local businesses that you support daily. Like if you go to a certain salon all the time, or um, for me, video game shop, right? Like different places that you're at all the time. Give those employees something. This was prepared in the fall, so like as we're getting towards Christmas and stuff, candy canes, gourds, pies. I've done the little mini pies from Walmart. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It just has to be something tiny to say, hey, I'm thinking about you, and I appreciate your referrals. The whole system that I was talking about has the tag, I'm never too busy for your referrals. Obviously, copyright, don't steal. But, just make sure that something on that says, please send me people you know that want to buy or sell a house. It's a great way to stay top of mind and just stop by with them. We've got holiday picnics coming up. I bought 1,000 tiny American flags. Now I didn't put anything on them because you shouldn't. However, I'm going around and personally handing those out as touch points that I can have. I don't have, like I said, I don't have any branding on them because they're the American flag and that's, to be respected. But I'm creating conversation. So it doesn't have to be labeled or branded. It just has to spark up a conversation. And it wasn't expensive. I think they were like 10 cents a piece. I spent like $100 for 1,000 flags. That's 1,000 touch points. I'm going to a parade and I'm going to walk down the side of the streets, handing them out to everybody and having a conversation with them. Use what you already have. Your camera, your phone camera, and your brand is your studio. When I say your brand, Iron Valley has created this amazing brand that you can use and advertise with, and it's fantastic. I like to say that once you get into it, find a way that's very you. That's why April and I both have our own branding. It's something that we adapted over time. But by all means, when you're starting out, use the basics, use the things that are given for you, and then make it your own. So you can use the Iron Valley logo, the Iron Valley colors, but make those things that you're doing very you. So I know, like, for me, I have like a whole nerd thing, and so does Austin Hershey. So he's out at like retro games last night, like doing marketing and stuff like that. Go where you're passionate about something. If you have like a hobby or a special interest, go do those things because when you're excited, your face lights up and you're way more approachable and people are going to be drawn to that. People who like the same things as you are going to like gravitate towards you like a magnet. Canva has tons of templates in there. If you have the Office Canva, there's so much in there. Put your QR codes everywhere. Let people scan them. Facebook Marketplace. I post all of my listings in Facebook Marketplace. It's a good way to get leads. I can't say I've ever sold a house because it was on Marketplace. There are certain things which we'll dig into another day on how to structure listings in there. But you can also put your services in there. You can just post on there that, you're a real estate agent. Want a free evaluation or looking for your first home, I can help. All those kind of things. Authority without cost. Introduce yourself as the expert and people are going to believe you. It's like I was saying earlier, calling those expired listings and saying, I specialize in this. right off the bat. If that's something you want to do, like if you want to work with first time buyers or you want to work with veterans or you want to work with first responders, go in right away like the expert. Rossi, what's up? No, you're muted.
Just remember that one of the greatest parts about sales is no one knows what just happened or how bad it's been or how good it's been, right? So going to this authority without cost, you can that next person, that next conversation you have, they don't know if you just fumbled the last 10 conversations. They don't know if you had a transaction that just fell apart. They don't know any of this stuff. All they know is what you're presenting to them at that point in time. So, authority without cost in that aspect is just making sure that you're presenting yourself with confidence every single time you have a conversation with somebody because they don't know all the other things that happened in the background. Sales is a reset game. And that's why I love working in it because I can have a bad day, I can have a bad week, shrug it off and just go back to the grind. And no one knows that I had that bad time. They only know what I tell them.
Mhm. Share monthly market reports. I know I do like a monthly newsletter, and one of the clips on my little newsletter that it doesn't, I need to mail it out. I do. I haven't yet. I just posted on social media, but it has like my local market where I specialize in, how many houses sold that month, what the average days on market were, all that stuff. You can do weekly reports. I've done that before. In Perry County, there's just not enough movement. I didn't find value in that. But if you're in a place that's moving a little quicker, share it weekly. Branded email with signature on the um, what is with CTA? Call to action. My bad. Complete brain fog there. Um, and when it comes to like call of action, lean into AI. It was hard for me, like when I structure my posts on social media, I found out that the best way to structure those were with a hook, support, and a call to action. So I trained my chat GPT to give me all of my posts in that structure. That way you're not having to try to think of your call to actions. And simply create, like I said, create the monthly newsletter, blog posts. If you like blogging, tried it once, a lot of time and effort for me, but you never know. You might love to write. Referral love. Talk to your past clients, get referrals. Um, I had a really crazy USDA transaction while the government was shut down. I took such good care of him that I've gotten 4 referrals since then, and that's just since December. So go back to past clients if you have them. Give recognition even without gifts. Tag them in a client spotlight. Like I just went and visited this client and this is their home now. They've done so much to it. Congratulations again, guys. Home anniversary shout outs. Once you get going, you can create a VIP Facebook page that you can just communicate with them and host like a little barbecue and invite all your past clients to it. But intentional follow-up is future business. You want to get to a point where you're not having to go out and be hungry and have all these conversations. If you have a slow week where you can't get out in the community, but you're able to talk to your past clients, people that you've worked with before, they're going to feed your pipeline down the road. Most of the business I get anymore are people that know me referring somebody to me, whether it's from the community side of things or from past clients. And it's a great feeling because then there's a lot less trust that you have to earn. You're not a stranger. They've already heard about you from the person that's sending them, and they're way more willing to work with you. You don't have to try so hard. But face to face still wins. Join local networking groups, business referral groups, the Chamber of Commerce, the Lions Club. A lot of mine comes from the Lions Club, the Borough Council, the fire company. You can join your school PTO, be with your kids' sports teams, the local food bank. They're always needing help. Our food banks, it is summer. And if you guys don't know, if you don't have kids, all the kids are out. And food insecurity is a serious issue right now. People are lining up at these food banks for food, and there are only a couple old people in there working them. They need muscle, they need young people to run stuff. Go do it. They love it. Open house invitations delivered by hand, door knock. attend, like I said, kids' sporting events, but try to have 3 to 5 new interactions a day. Use secret weapons. Load your metaphorical tool belt like Canva for branding, IVRE Connect for follow-up tasks, and ChatGPT for content. Make AI work for you. I'm very lucky. I've put in the time that my ChatGPT just knows what I need. If I say keywords like power hour, it knows what I'm talking about, or post for my business page. That's all I have to say. And it just wings one out for me. So, you know, dig into those and get them where you need them to be, and it works so much faster for you. Build a weekly plan. It'll look different for everybody, but try to, like Sunday nights, you can always tell if I've had a busy weekend. Like this week, I have like no social media posts because Sundays are my time that I sit down and I do all my media posts for the week and I schedule them out. I need to get back to it. And that's the thing, like Rossi was saying, reset. I know I had a bad week. So Sunday comes around, I start fresh. I set that time aside. I do my marketing for the week. I'm back on the board. I'm good. But let's do it together. You know, make a weekly plan and stick to it for 90 days and watch how your pipeline shifts. What platform do you feel most comfortable with and just dominate it for 90 days? Krista's great at TikTok. When she puts her mind to it, no, you are. She gets way more likes on, like her views to like ratio is so much higher, and I get so jealous. I'll post something that I think super cute, and like 600 people saw it, but only 2 likes. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? So if that's the thing you're good at, focus on it, dive into it, and let everything shine for you on that platform. For me, Facebook's always been my thing. I have my Facebook and Instagram linked together and I can see both and how they work. My Instagram has grown over the years, but it's been at a much slower rate than my Facebook. So that's where I keep my energy. What is one community strategy? That's hard to say that you will do. And what is your minimum number of reach outs? The community strategy, guys, like I can't say enough how much that changed my life. And it can be something different for everyone, whether it's you're passionate about dogs, so you volunteer at a shelter, or um, whatever you're passionate about, just go and do it. I found that I absolutely love sitting around a room with old people once a month for the Lions Club. And now, 2 years later, I've sold 4 houses for them, and I'm gonna be their vice president starting next month. So you never know where those things are gonna take you. So get involved in something, start small, and just have fun with it. But you can't be successful if no one knows you exist, guys. So show up, even when the budget is small, even when you're not doing anything, guys, and just build momentum. All right. Cutting it close on time today. Woo! Do we have any questions, comments, concerns?
That was really good, Brittany. Thank you.
You're welcome. I want to see it. Last time I did this, I said, like, I want to see it. So, like, if I don't follow you on social media, screenshot this stuff that you're doing. Whatever this meeting has given you an idea for, let me see it. Tag me in the post. I don't care. I want to see them. And I love when you guys play around with things and you send it to me and say, hey, how does this look? Or what do you think of this? Because and you'll see, like, if I do follow you on Facebook, I'm gonna be liking all your stuff because that's what I do. I absolutely love watching you guys dive in and sink everything into this and be successful. All right, everyone. Well, I'm gonna let you guys roll out. Monday, we're here with Titan Settlement Service. Nope, Titan Settlement Associates. There we go. That's the word. So join in and hear what they have to say, guys. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.